Welcome back, everybody. We are in the home stretch, getting down into the last week towards Samhain here on Witch Daily for our Halloween countdown. This is so exciting. I am so excited to be in this final lane. We're almost there. We've been going on this great journey together. It's really, really been fun. I hope you're having as much fun as I am. We're going to get into the last piece this week of all the things that you need to be prepared for Samhain. So today I want to talk to you about the Maiden and the Crone. Now, you've probably seen before where witches talk about having the triple form goddess or the mother of trivia, meaning three. Trivia is three. And that is Maiden, Mother, and Crone. But at Samhain, we're talking primarily only about the Crone and the Maiden. And there's some reasons for this. So in our coven, what we have traditionally done is we celebrate and invite the Crone to participate with us at Samhain. And what we do is we ask her to take away those burdens that we don't need to carry anymore. So the things that we're going to burn in the fire, the things where we're going to burn the remnants, we ask her to take those things away, to bring them into the earth, to bury them, to make them new. And it's kind of a time to divest yourself, right? So if you are participating in our Samhain ritual, or if you're going to host your own Samhain ritual, it's a time to let that stuff go. So in our tradition, what we've typically done is we have a priestess who embodies the Crone and another priestess who embodies the Maiden. And the priestess who embodies the Crone comes to each person in the circle and she says, "What do you have to give me? What do you need to take? What do you need me to take from you?" And that person just lets it all out. My terrible relationship with my ex-husband, my fear over my children, my financial worries, all of those things. And when the priestess as the Crone comes to embrace that person who's divested themselves, the priestess is taking all of that on. And not to herself, but to the role of the Crone. And I've done this for many, many years, and it's an exhausting experience to do that for the most I ever did. It was 300 people, and it took me 4.5 hours. So it's a little much. But you want to do that at Samhain. So even if you don't have someone to priestess for you, you still want to be able to give that to the Crone. You want to say, Old Mother, or if you have a Crone-oriented goddess that you work with, Cailleach or Hecate, you want to ask for their presence, and you want to ask them to divest you of the things that you have been burdened with and carrying all this time that you are ready to put down. And you have to be ready to put it down, right? Mostly ready. Even if you're struggling a little bit, just be ready to put it down. Say, take this away. Take this from me. So the next part, so what happens in our circle is we have this procession of the Crone going to each person, and she turns that person away from the inside of the circle, so that they're looking outside of the circle to really meditate on what it means to belong, and also to meditate on what it means to have this unwinding available to them, this unburdening available. And then another priestess comes around who embodies the Maiden. And the Maiden's job is to come back to that person and say, "What would you like to replace the thing that you just unburdened yourself with my grandmother? What would you like me to give you that will bring new life in the spring?" And then the person who's in the circle has to really think about I'm not just getting rid of something. I'm also bringing something new in. That's kind of cool and exciting. So it could be, I want a new job. I want a new house. I want a new relationship. I want my kids to be better behaved or have better health, or I want my relationship with my mother to be better, right? All of that can be the purview of the Maiden when she brings things back in the spring. So as you prepare for Samhain, I ask you to think about what you want to divest yourself of, but also what do you want to replace it? What seeds do you want planted that you hope will spring new life in the springtime or at the first light? this is probably one of the most profound parts of our ritual. It's the thing that people came back for year after year. I can't stress enough how powerful it is to let go of those things. You burn them in the fire, you give them to the Crone, and then you take a step back and you say, oh, if I'm free, what else can I replace that with? If I've been worried a lot about money and I give that away to the Crone, can I replace my worry of money with my love of prosperity? If I've been worried about love, if I've been lonely, and I can give that loneliness to the Crone, can I replace that with solitude, with comfort and solitude from the Maiden? Or can I replace it with a healthy relationship, what a healthy relationship looks like from the Maiden? So just think about it, and think about it in terms of what is going to grow in the place of the thing that has died. Because the thing that you're talking about divesting is either needs to die or it has already died. So that's a huge part of our Samhain ritual. It will be part of our virtual ritual that we do on the 31st. Obviously, we can't hug people because it's virtual and also COVID, but it's still going to be a big part of our ritual to ask you, how do you want to divest yourself? So think about that. Start preparing your list, all the things you want to divest yourself of. Remember, you're going to burn these remnants as well. So we will see you on the 31st. And I'm hoping that you have gotten so much out of these 31 days of planning as we get closer to Samhain. It's been a real honor and joy to create these videos for you, and I'm so looking forward to whatever comes next. So thank you so much, and we will see you tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful witchy day this last week before Samhain.